Hello soulmates, my name is Melissa and you're welcome to my channel Taylormade. Today I will show you how to make a basic bodice pattern. With this pattern you can sew any garment at home with your sewing machine. So to do this pattern you'll need your shoulder measurement, your bust, your waist, your hip, your shoulder to the bust point, your shoulder to your waist to hip, and your bust separation measurement. Your bust separation measurement is the distance from one nipple to the other. Mine is 8. So let's get started. To get started, the first thing you have to do is draw a horizontal line and leave a little space at the top so that you could put your shoulder seam allowance. So here I'm making my horizontal line and this is my shoulder. From your shoulder you are going to get your bust point. That is for me that's 10. My waist is 16. My hip is 24 or 8 from my waist. My blouse length is 26 inches. And I'm gonna add an extra 1 inch for hemming allowance. Now I'm going to make all these into a horizontal line. Right? Make them in a straight line. Okay. All these in a straight line. Okay. After you do that, let's go to the shoulder measurement. So there's a standard measurement for women. So it's a 3/8 inches standard. So 3 inches and 8 inches. To get your shoulder slant, you're going to go down 1 inch from the 8 inches mark. And you're then going to connect that 3 inches mark to the 8 inches mark here. Right? Then I'm going to show you how you can calculate your armhole measurement without taking the armhole itself. To do that, you're going to divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 inch to it. So my bust is 42 and I'm dividing it by 6 and then I'm adding 1.5. I'll get 8.5. So to get my chest line, I'm going to, from my shoulder line, I'm going to go down 8.5, right? 8.5. And I'm going to make a horizontal line. Okay. Now I'm going to connect. So on your chest line, mark your 8.5 just to be certain. Or your, okay. So before you do that, you're going to input your shoulder measurement. Mine is 15 inches. So half of 15 is 7.5. But because I want to add a sleeve to this blouse, I'm going to add ½ inch seam allowance here. So that ½ inch is going to take me to 8. On your chest line, you're going to add the same 8 so that you could get your armhole depth. So I'll make a line there. Now, to get your armhole, you're going to divide this line from the end of your shoulder slope, divide it into 2. Mine is 7.5 and I'm dividing that into 2, which is here. For the front armhole is gonna be deeper than the back, so you're gonna go inwards 3/4 of an inch, and then you're going to take your armhole curve and from that point you're going to make a line like this, and then you are going to make your curve here, and that's your armhole. For the back, you're just going to start from here, the midpoint, and make a curve like that. Now, to go to your waist measurement, for your waist measurement, you're going to need your bust separation. So let me just put chest here, bust point here, waist, so that you understand what I'm doing, hip, and the length of my top. So at your waist, you're going to put your bust separation measurement. Mine is 8, so I'm dividing that by 2, so it's 4. And on your bust point also, I'm marking 4. At your hip, you're also marking 4 inches. Then you are going to draw a straight line from your bust point to your hip. From your bust point, you're going to go down 1 inch because you don't want your dart to sit on the tip of your bust. And on the hip, you're going to go up 2 inches or 1.5. At the waist, you are going to measure 1/2 inch on both sides, and then you're going to connect all these dots to get your dart. So here to here and there, to here. Now your dart is made. Now you're going to put all your measurements across your body. So here at my chest line, I'm going to include my bust measurement. My bust is 42, right? 42 divided by, so 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. So here I'm going to put 10.5, but because I don't want my top to be too tight, I'm going to add a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to make it 11, and then I'm going to add 1 inch to sew it together. At my waist, I'm going to put, my waist measurement is 34, so 34 divided by 4 is equal to 8.5. Plus you have to take in consideration this 1 inch dart, so it would be 9.5, and I'm going to add a 1/4 inch allowance, so it would be 9.75. Then I'm going to add my 1 inch to sew it together. Now at my hip, I'm going to add my hip measurement. My hip is 44, so 44 divided by 4 is 11. I'm adding a 1/4 inch seam allowance there, and then I'm going to add 1 inch to sew it together. Then I'm going to make all these, connect all these lines right here. So this line here. Then I'm going to take my hip curve. If you don't have these tools as yet, that's fine too. You can use freehand. The only thing is that these sharp edges, blend them up, because our bodies are not sharp, it's actually curvy. And then for my length of my dress, I'm just gonna do the same thing here, bring it down like that. Okay, so now my basic bodice is ready, except let's go back to the shoulder. The shoulder, you can input whatever neckline you want, okay? Whatever neckline you want, that's fine. In my case, I need a neck depth of, I'll say maybe 4.5 inches. So I'm gonna stop there, and I just want my width to be 3 inches. If you want it to be wider, always take a measurement along the slope. So if you want it 4, it would be here, but I want mine at 3 because this is just the basic, right? So I'm gonna make a connection here from that point to this point. And for my back, I'm gonna go down by 1, and I'm going to make curve right here. Also, very important, always add seam allowance 1/2 inch to sew it together. Do not ever forget that. Okay, so that's my 1/2 inch to sew my shoulder together. And here my front and my back, so this is my front, is done. All I need to do now is just to cut off the back and then transfer my lines to the back. So the length of my top, I'm using my tracing wheel to make it easier for me. Right, my waist and my chest. You do not need your bust point. I'm also gonna make this line here, and then I'll just add dark up there. So I'm gonna cut it off now. So cutting off this point here. And I'm folding in my bottom just to make it in line with the length of it. You curve it, do not cut it straight. Do not make it too sharp. Alright? You cut the back first. Do not make that mistake also. The back is all, you always cut the back first. Okay? And then you cut your shoulder. So I'll cut off my shoulder here. And then you're going to slit this open. Slit it open, guys. Careful not to cut too much from the front or the back to alter your measurements. So be carefully slitting it. There you go. So here's your front, and now I'm going to show you how to get the dart from the back. So I'm gonna look at my tracing line, and I'm gonna draw those lines. So that's my chest. This is my waist, right? This is my hip. And the length of the top stays the same. So now I'm gonna input my dart. So my tracing line is right here. So just to make sure, you measure 4 inches over, right? 4 inches here. And you draw a straight line. Then you add your darts. From the chest line, go down 1 inch. From the hip line, go up 1 inch. Then connect those lines together. And that's it. Very easy to do. You can try yours. Let me know how it turned out in the comment section. That's your back. So this is my back. And from the front now, you're just going to cut out the armhole and the neckline. So here I'm cutting out my armhole. Okay. My armhole. Okay. And the neckline. And this is your front and your back pattern. I hope you find this helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. and I'll see you in my next one.